Yeah.
Mine ain't quiet, but it ain't me.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh, ooh,
I can food.
I ain't got
Oh,
nothing on in the background. Let me make sure.
she went out and came back in.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe it was on Tamika end. Maybe somebody. Oh,
Yeah, and I'm muted, so I try to make
Neighbors.
sure. Yeah.
Mm,
okay.
maybe neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I live in an apartment building, so I do be
Me
getting
too.
my neighbors, and
I'm
and
sorry,
they
y'all.
don't know how to
I'm
control
gonna
their damn
mute
kids. They be
myself
calling them
because
down.
there's kids outside playing outside my window. I don't know why, but
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that
is
because
the
I
light
get
out?
I do hey Shayna, I got my neighbors and they just let their kids just scream and run around
Dropping and
and it
locking.
gets on my nerves. Yeah. Especially when I'm home working during the daytime. I don't want to hear it. But anyway, you said y'all was didn't really remember the case, maybe too young. Tamika, what about you? Do you this happened in August of
We
'89? So
was
do you
young.
remember?
Yeah.
I remember this was a big case. My mom was into it. She always was into all the cases. I can't say that I was that into it, but I do like, some of those big cases that you just can remember that was in the headlines. I wasn't into this like I was into the OJ one, but I was
Mm-hmm.
familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was probably like
10,
10,
11.
10.
Mm,
Yeah, I was like 10 when
mhm.
that happened. So I definitely was not.
Okay, y'all making y'all girl feel real old. I was 18, just moved out of to my own apartment. Y'all talking about y'all was 10. Okay. Y'all making me feel old. Okay. No, I understand. No, there's some people who they just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just but the case is still even talked about to this day. Like it's been a big case because
Mhm.
these two clowns, bozos, they trying to still get out of prison. They trying to appeal their case even right now.
You know what
So
was so interesting to me, and I get some of the Ryan Murphy ridicule. Don't get me wrong, because
Uh,
I've seen this
don't
trending for
talk
like
about it.
2 days.
okay,
Mhm.
you
But
gonna have to tell me because I didn't. I
You have
heard
to.
people was complaining, but I
listen,
didn't
people
really.
was going off, and
All
they
over
went,
Okay.
and I
TikTok.
know they went off about the Jeffrey Dahmer one too, and
Yep.
I get it. I do feel like when you have the real people involved, and we get more of the facts. And but we say this every time with these docu series, right? They kind of take their own liberties and they change
Yep.
some things and they put in
Mhm.
some things that's real. So you really got to either look at the court cases or
Mhm.
look at a real documentary if you want everything
Right.
to be exact. But it was so many people that's like, oh, let them out. I want them free. Like so many people going hard for them. And you know how we talk about how people we talk about how handsome they are and these fans and stuff. And I'm like, huh? And they like, that's not how it happened. I'm like, were you there? So
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was really interesting to me to see that.
I'm not on the train, the bandwagon with these dudes.
It's a lot.
I don't believe their story worth a damn. That's just me. I
Mm.
never believed their story about the sexual stuff and all. I didn't ever,
Yeah. No,
and
I
I'm not
think that
I
saying
could be
believe that.
true, Inga. To be honest, I
I
feel
believe
like
that
two
part.
things could be true because I only say that because I do be trying to believe victims, one, but
Right.
it was even outside people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember
That's
Menudo. I used to like them.
yeah.
And one
I
of the
I saw
guys
the
from there,
documentary about
a
that.
couple
Yep.
other people was saying that daddy was out here doing some things. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that couldn't have happened, but that also doesn't mean, especially the way they did it. I'm just saying.
But yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. You know something? Maybe that's the case. Maybe they did something, but had they said that from the beginning, I was
Right.
defending myself. I had to take these people out because they were doing XYZ to us. Then the whole conversation would be different.
I
Yeah.
These
think
suckers was doing all kind of stuff, and I don't know.
I feel
Yeah.
like with men, it's the shame of it. It's the shame of it all. Like, no, if it maybe had been the mother, which they were saying the mother knew and she didn't do nothing about it,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly. I feel like with men, it's just hard to
Oh,
say
it's
that
definitely,
somebody's dad
yeah.
did X,
I
Y,
I
Z.
get that, but I don't believe them.
Hmm. But
Yeah,
the
I
way
don't
they
believe them.
did it is
I
just
don't
that. I
believe them.
mean, listen.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
y'all can convince me. And this case has been since 30 plus years. Okay, we said
Mhm.
1999, 30
Yeah.
plus years. So y'all maybe y'all can convince me to change my mind, but up to this day, I still don't think. No, I'm not saying that the father is no angel. I think he
Right.
did do some things. Yeah, that especially with the Menudo thing and all that. And I think it's one of the cousins or something too.
Yes.
Because I didn't watch many documentaries. There's better actually movies on this story than this Ryan Murphy one.
Yes,
This one
I
was
agree.
way better.
Because
Mhm.
Ryan
Yeah, I
Murphy
agree.
is trying to like
twist it in a
Yeah,
one of those
yeah.
he's
ways.
trying to give us like sensational, like I guess it's boring if we're not doing a documentary and we're retelling the story. It's boring if we don't put a little razzle dazzle on it. But he a little overhanded with the seasoning sometimes. It's
Right, right.
it's a little bit too much.
Right, right.
But what I will say is that this story was told from their POV, right? This is from the brothers' POV.
I don't know because they're having an issue with it too.
Yeah, Erik actually wrote a whole thing, to Ryan Murphy about how he felt about this.
I would
So
tell him to go. No, but I'm a bit. Hey, go sit down somewhere. Get out of my face. I'm not
it's
listening
like-
to nothing he's saying.
I think it's like Tamika said, it's like, or maybe it was Nita, two things can be true. I think they were abused, and also the way they handled it was totally out of pocket.
Right, right.
I see more of the verbal abuse and physical abuse as far as the father was hitting them or something like that. But I'm not saying that father didn't, because I wasn't there, so I'm not going to say that he didn't do it. I mean, for me to say he did not do it, I think they came out with that all because they got
That's
caught.
dramatic though. Like I said, it's hard for a man to admit that actually happened to them. So for them to make it up, it just seems so like I don't know.
I mean, it is cases like that, even with women that get DV'd, unfortunately, right? Sometimes they wait for the hubby to go to bed, and then we gonna do what we gotta do. We ain't do it while the action was happening. So I'm just saying, it does happen. It's not impossible, but it does. The behavior that they had afterwards and everything that transpired don't make it look good. I can see why they was found guilty. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, and then RD just said, think about the time period. That's right, because in the 8, so I'm putting. I guess I'm thinking for that time
culture
too.
was
That time, yes, yeah,
very
right. They didn't believe people. They didn't believe no women, nobody about that. But the way they were just carrying on, they really didn't seem like they was busted up about their parents. They was more worried about
feeling like they was living their best life.
I feel like the one was a little shook up, and then the other one was like, I had a V8.
It was so funny. It was so wild how the switch happened. How one brother just watched a movie, and that movie, and then next thing you know, they had this plan in action, and I was like, "How did we get here?
Yeah,
how did we get here?"
Now,
how did y'all questionable minds. The whole them changing them from they look Hispanic, Latino.
These are the real guys, right here.
To the white aesthetic. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, they were mixed. The mama was
the mother's white and the father is Hispanic, Latino. Yeah.
It's Ryan Murphy. Maybe we would want to make it a little more palatable for TV. Who knows?
Maybe.
That could be. That could be it. So for those who just don't know nothing about this thing at all, even if they didn't look at it, I just want to put a little facts up here, like Tamika be doing, the little facts, So on the evening of August 20th, 1989, Jose and Kitty Menendez were watching television in the den of their Beverly Hills mansion when Lyle and Erik entered the den carrying a Mossberg 12 gauge pow-pows, and Jose was taken out 6 times, including a fatal shot in the back of the head. Kitty was shot, pow-pow 10 times. And in total, before the stuff was over with, her cheek was found across the room somewhere on the ground. I mean, they pretty much blew their heads off. I mean, so and then she was slowly crawling and crying, and then Lyle goes out to the car and reloads and pow some more, to take her whole face off. So
yeah, you didn't need all of that with that type of weapon that they used. You didn't need that many shots. And they were very graphic about it in the series.
Yeah. And I didn't even really I don't even understand how you're still crawling around after all of the
shock,
yeah,
adrenaline.
it could be shock. Yeah, it could be that her body went in shock, and so she was still had a little bit of something in her to crawl. To crawl on the floor. I mean, yeah, yeah, these guys, I don't feel nothing for them guys. I don't want to see them out. I don't want to see them out on the street at all.
I feel bad if they were abused, but not to sound insensitive, like you're not the only people that have been abused, and everybody don't go around taking out their parents. So
right.
And
they were adults. They not children. They didn't have to stay there. They lived a privileged lifestyle, and they did not have to stay. They didn't have to stay there. They could have said, "Oh, we getting abused. We getting out of here." But
that's that gimme gotcha of you so used to the money that you don't want to. It's like it's not right, but
yeah. And of course, like I said, I've seen many movies and documentaries about it. And they never put excuse me, I'm sorry. They never put these guys in a good light anyway.
Yeah. It honestly, it was really disturbing for me because I just cannot fathom that. I just cannot. It was awful. It was horrendous. It was just all of it.
Oh yeah, that unaliving was and y'all, if anybody's triggered, I understand you log off, whatever. I understand. But yeah, they start off with them getting in they in the limousine heading to the memorial service. And Lyle, that's why I said it's just some goofy parts in here. Even though
listen, I mean, certain parts was making me laugh, and I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing. There's one that I'll wait till we get there. But I will say, even though it did have some parts that made me laugh, I don't think it was as goofy as Clipped.
Clip was real goofy.
That was just like a parody,
Yeah, that was that I didn't even finish that because I just got bored with it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ryan Murphy needs to be stopped, but he does bring a little. What Kira say? He sprinkles something that makes you want to watch. It's something about it, like you gotta watch it. We were sitting down at dinner yesterday. We was talking to some friends. We have to watch it. It's entertaining. It's crazy, but at the same time, it's one of those things that it keeps you watching.
And while they're in the limousine and he going crazy and yelling at the driver, and then next thing you know, my guys Milli Vanilli come on, blame it on the rain that was falling. I said, go on, y'all. I used to be jamming Milli Vanilli back in the day. I don't care nothing about the lip singing and all that. I used to jam to that Milli Vanilli.
Me too. I wonder how the one that's still alive feels about that. Like, hey, leave us out of this.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing to do with this. Right. Yeah, we ain't got nothing. Don't put me involved. We got our own problems. We don't get us involved. And then he had on his father's shoes. And apparently, now these things did happen like that. Him and wearing his father's shoes to the service and all that. That actually did happen in real life. So some stuff in here, I'm not sure if it really happened, but because I followed this case so much and I've seen so many things on it, I kind of know some stuff that's real and some stuff that may not be. But he was just acting. Lyle was just acting wild. Throughout this whole thing, he was he was crazy.
It seemed to me like Lyle wanted to be famous. Like, I don't know if that's factual, if that's just what they gave us just in these 2 episodes and going out part of the 3rd, but that's just the vibe I got from him.
Right.
I felt like that too, and then I also felt like he might have been the one that was abused the most. Like he's
the oldest, right? Lyle is,
who had the most, disdain for the parents or something, and he like remorse. No, I did not see it. There was
very much good riddance.
No. Right. Yeah. If you watch the other made-for-TV movies on this, there was no remorse in those either. I mean, I think people felt like they didn't have it. So it wasn't just Ryan Murphy on this one. Okay. There's some other ones they on YouTube, some of them on Tubi. they floating around. Some of them was like those made for TV movies back in the day on NBC, CBS, or Lifetime. They had tons of movies on this. Everybody capitalized on this.
Yeah,
everybody capitalized on it because we ain't had social media then, so that was how it was back. Yeah, so yeah, there was no. I never saw no remorse with this guy. So,
and I think that was the big part of the problem why people wasn't really feeling them.
Yep.
Right. He kept saying that it was the mafia. You know,
now
he talking to the press saying it's the mafia.
Has anybody heard about them being in the porn? We're in YouTube land, so we got to use different language. Porn industry with them, with the father. The father was.
I think yeah. The father was involved in a lot of stuff.
The
music business,
to the mafia and all that.
Yeah, and he was involved in a lot of dirty. Underhand, and he also was a vice president of one of the VPs, one of a division with Hertz, which also OJ was all tied. OJ were friends. They used to go play golf together. The father, Jose, and OJ were very tight friends. I don't know if OJ got because OJ gave a lot of people jobs back in the day with that Hertz. I mean, he took care of Nicole's family. The father and them had their own Hertz dealership because of OJ. So he who I don't know if the Jose got his Hertz connection through OJ, but they was friends. They were really good friends, and this happened before the OJ case, y'all. So
like 10 years almost.
And then it was about a few years before, and then just so funny that at one point they ended up in the prison together. They ended up or in the jail together. OJ and the brothers. So
yikes!
They were all like cellmates at one point together.
That's crazy.
So it was a lot going on. So now we had the memorial service, and the plus they playing the Milli Vanilli again. I forgot the other song. And he's sitting there, and when the aunt said to Lyle, "Will Erik be okay getting up there speaking?" He said, "Oh yeah, he's a good actor." I just cracked up laughing. Said he's done Shakespeare before. So that make people probably think, okay, well, they lying. Especially if you don't know nothing about this case, you would think, okay, well, they are lying. So, I don't know, but it's just
right.
I mean, Erik was the one that seemed like he had the most emotion over it anyway. So, I mean, acting or not, at least he had something to give, whereas Lyle didn't really.
Hey, Tori.
Nothing.
Lyle didn't seem upset about anything. He just, except for he's upset about the money and other stuff like that. Erik was the one who was busted up about it. And
Lyle was giving like sociopath. I hate
yes.
to say it.
Right.
Yes. I was thinking that. I was getting ready to try to say that too. I was thinking that same thing. Yeah. Hey, Vacay, what's going on with and so this is just more of the memorial. So everybody was shocked when they heard the Milli Vanilli music. Everybody looked down, everybody like, what is going on here? It wasn't your typical memorial service.
I snickered a little bit with that. I was like, not the Milli Vanilli. I mean, we heard it in the car, but I was like, not the Milli Vanilli at the memorial.
Yeah, what is it? What is that song, Tamika? I done forgot it now. It was playing in my head.
I can't think of the name of the song.
The one in the car was Blaming on the Rain, but the one in the memorial service was
it's a slow song.
I can't remember now. I'm going to miss you or something like that. Yeah. Girl, I'm going to miss you. So it was to the mother.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I don't know. I used to jam that one too.
When Victoria said one thing I like about the series is that it's called Monsters. It shows the monstrosity of the sons and the parents. Yeah. I mean, I think the parents would definitely got some issues too, because it's documented. And I'm talking about, when I say documented, I mean like through the courts and everything, when all the investigations, that the father was ruthless, he was nasty. A lot of people had problems with the father, like true business guy, but not in a good way. like he had enemies. So that's why people thought that maybe that the mafia might have
Right.
something.
It wasn't
Yeah.
hard for them to believe that.
It wasn't hard. They said that he pretty much was an a-hole. They said the father was not a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
And
that mama was something too. When she snatched that damn toupee off the
yes, I got the picture of that thing.
Neither, that was one of the parts that I bust out laughing. I didn't see that coming. I was like, well, wait a minute. What the hell?
Bill, you remember this story? This story is crazy.
When I tell you when she snatched that toupee, I said, what is going on?
No, and that's true.
I had to rewind that, baby.
He was going bald in his at a young age. So
yeah.
Oh my God.
You know,
Oh
so
God.
yeah, that's very true. That he was walking around with when you see the real guys and they in court and all that, he was wearing that toupee. So
I'm surprised they let him wear it in jail. Like, don't let the women wear it. Why he get to wear a toupee?
Well, this is a different time now, but maybe back then he could wear it. I don't know. Okay, I'm not really sure.
On now. He ain't bald now.
Yeah. But yeah, he was straight. He's just bald now in prison. Like he bald now.
Okay.
So.
Oh my God. It was a mess.
Oh, you said you was 3.5 months old when this happened.
Wow.
3.5 months. Okay, you know something.
Okay, so you talking about me and Nita.
I know that's right. Yeah, 3.5 months old. I could have been babysitting you, Torian. Okay.
Have y'all watched the entire series? I only watched 3 episodes. Only 3 episodes.
I watched the first 3, but I just wanted to talk about
I was up to episode 4. I didn't want to go too far because y'all know I could binge the whole thing in one day.
No, I was going to late last night, but I just said no. I did watch 3, but then I said no. I'm only going to take slides for up to for the first 2. I'll come back next week if y'all available. Come join me. I'll talk about more episodes next week until it's done. So, but so after the service, I guess we're seeing Erik. He working out. And but you still see he's upset because he's sitting in the shower, butt naked, is crying, So I agree with you, Miss Kara. Erik was the one who. So it's plausible that something might have happened.
He has
them. So I'm a change my mind. Maybe it's plausible something happened, but I've always thought these were some privileged, spoiled brat kids, and that because they were doing. The Ryan Murphy story didn't even talk about. You had to watch some other ones. I sent it to you, Miss Kara. Some other ones. They were doing a lot of bad things prior to this unaliving thing. They were going in Calabasas, robbing people's houses. They were getting involved
on that
with
a
all
little bit.
kind of stuff. Yeah, they mentioned it just a tad.
And I don't know where they found this therapist at either, child. But
oh my God, that therapist was funny.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Dr. Oz because baby.
Yes. I'll next week, Tori. Yeah, I want to get your perspective next week, and we talk about a couple. This so Lyle is with his girlfriend. He getting the Halloween candy. Erik was saying, look, he got on the phone, called that therapist, saying, and he's a goofball, the therapist. He's whack. Yeah, and all of this part did happen, and he wanted to go see the therapist, and that's when he came clean to the therapist.
Listen, when that therapist ran up out that baby,
he ran so fast.
I would have been gone. Fuck that therapy session.
I didn't think he was coming back at first.
Right? What do you mean? Like I would have been gone. Like I would have been gone so far you wouldn't. I don't care about my office, my practice, my nothing.
No. Well, he's Erik was telling spilled all the beans. He just said, "Look, this will be dead." He went into detail talking about how it all went down, and look at the therapist's face was in shock. You know what I mean? So
he was like, "I might need to get a coffee. Just don't move. Just give me 1 minute."
I wish they was able to make like all of the color like flush out of his face. Like it felt like that's what actually happened.
Or turn red or something.
Really could have. They really could have did something to his face to make him like kind of look the way he felt. Because baby, when I tell you that was
it was hilarious. He was haul assing. Okay, he was. No, but this I have a question, and I said maybe it's just me, my old little wicked mind.
No,
Did they make these two brothers seem very sexual with each other?
Yeah, that's the issue people are having with it too. That it seems like incestual amongst the
Yeah,
brothers,
like
and they
I
said they
mean,
weren't like
okay,
that.
and I wouldn't be
getting out the shower
surprised
right
that
here. I mean,
later.
I ain't never been in the shower with my sister, and she getting out the shower naked, and we just have a conversation like ain't nothing going on. It just seemed weird to me.
I wouldn't be surprised that later in the series we'll see more into that because they were kissing on the lips. They was walking around naked in front of each other. Like the type of energy they was giving each other did feel incestual.
Yeah, I feel like because I didn't see online and people are carrying on about it, that it's definitely gonna be way more than what we're seeing now.
Well,
but they said that
to
wasn't
be
accurate.
honest, I think people was saying that from what I was reading, child, because I didn't make it past episode 4. But a lot of people was saying that it was just in that parts that y'all talking about here, and that the
we
whole
ain't see it no more. Okay,
right? They
only got up to 3,
but they was having
they
was having a fit over that. I do know that, but also, I mean, he did say that Lyle used to mess with her. You know how it repeats when one is being abused, then they abuse somebody else and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it could be.
Yeah. I mean, things like that do happen. So we do know that sometimes you abuse and then you end up abusing somebody else, and sometimes it's somebody right in the family too. So sometimes your children, things like that. So that thought was weird. And then we showed where the father was outraged. Now in real life, Jose really was yelling and screaming at them all the time, according to what all the reports and stuff.
Oh yes,
was very nasty to them, yelling and screaming. He wanted always. He claimed he wanted the best for them, but it was almost like he hated his kids, you know. So I don't know.
No, I liken it. I liken it to like a Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson. I liken that type of behavior to I understand a parent trying to push their kids to be a thing, but yeah, listen, you can get one outcome or you can get the other outcome. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the reason why I never beat Joe Jackson up too bad because because
and some of the especially back in the day, some of the coaches are like that too, be yelling at the kids.
We was talking about that when we was doing what was the other one we just did the other day?
Erik Menendez.
But with the Latino community is similar to the Black community in this case, as far as that, very religious, some of them, and then the way they, I guess because we both cultures come up
parenting
came up, we didn't have the. What's the word I'm looking for? Like we didn't have the privileges. We wasn't just born with the privileges. Like some of them just born just from coming, just from coming out the womb. They already got the privileges. So, so I think that's why a lot of time the parents. My father was hard. Now he wasn't. I ain't gonna say he was Joe Jackson or something or this Jose, but he was hard. Like he didn't. Yeah. You come home with some bad grades, you know.
And Black parents were definitely not soft. Like that's something we trying to do now with the gentle parenting, but they were definitely not giving a little woo woo woo.
Yeah, but see, that's gentle parenting, and I've done it too. Me and Nita have talked about it. I've done it and coddling and all that. We didn't need to just talk about that behind the scenes of it. I'm guilty of it, myself, and spoiled my son. And then it bites you in the butt when they become adults. You know what I mean?
You gotta find that balance. That's the problem. You need a little bit of strict and a little bit of soft.
Yeah, you need a little bit of the sweet talking, but you also got to put the foot up in the ass sometimes. Right. And, some of them you got to do it, Exactly. So, but I think they might have went overboard. And I think Kitty, just from watching the documentaries and other movies I've seen, I think she was caught up in her, in abuse herself. So she just, that's why she was taking pills and drinking, and that stuff is fact. That's not a made up for Ryan Murphy. That is true.
She didn't like the boys.
She probably didn't even want to have no kids with this,
I don't know.
That's maybe that might be true. I mean, that might be true. Sometimes people have kids, but they don't really like them. You know what I'm saying?
They do it out of obligation. Like society tells you that you need to start this family, you have to do this thing. but you don't understand that there's good and bad that comes with that. And a lot of times, like, you just see the highlight reel. People be like, you know, all the good stuff, and then you don't understand that it comes with like a shadow side. It comes with like a bad side. Like, it's not always gonna be rainbows and you know, it's all
because it's 24/7. It don't turn off, and I think some people don't take into account that the same way you have good days and bad days, your kids have good days and bad days, and sometimes it's like good days and bad days, and y'all both got bad days. It just it's a lot. It's a lot to digest.
It is a lot.
Right. It is.
You gotta find the balance. You gotta try to do your best. You gotta try to do your best.
I get it, child. We had to have a whole another conversation one day on just parenting and all of those. That might be a Discord thing. We might have to have a little group going on that. Yeah, for real. Because I mean, everybody got their war stories. I know I got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have to just get down in the gutter and really tell it like it is. Because a lot of people get into it thinking it's a fantasy and thinking it's just like, yeah, you get baby fever and they're so cute.
And they are. Until they get 2, and then they turn into another thing, you know. Once they from 2 up, then they turn to something.
Talking back and having opinions.
Yes.
I'm like, you ain't got. My father said, you ain't got no opinion. You get an opinion when you get your own place. That's what he used to tell us, you know.
Right.
Otherwise, you ain't got no opinion, you know. But they were just going at it, screaming back and forth with each other. And this is the scene y'all talking about, y'all. When the mother gets up out her seat, and she already looked like she inebriated, and she pulls that toupee off his head. It looked like it hurt too, because I think it was taped down too. So
no, it looked like it was nailed down. Like
he
had like some little some things like.
I don't know what those was. It did look like nuts. I don't know if it was supposed to be madness. I don't know, child. But I know I didn't see that one coming. And don't y'all be cursing me out, replay people, when y'all come watch this video. But I laughed. I said, I don't think this is supposed to be funny, but
no, I laughed. Come on,
that took me so. I was like, oh my god! And then when he was like, when did you get that? I didn't know nothing about. I was like,
I screamed and hollered.
He was able to hide it.
Yeah,
I screamed and
he
hollered.
Said his girlfriend didn't either. He was like, nobody.
I thought I screamed and hollered. I had to rewind it because at first I was like, wait, is that the daddy? I said, oh no, that's Lyle. Oh my god. And then I
Candy. Yeah, it was wild. It was just wild. He must have had that thing. It looked like it was nailed in his skull, but that was some good glue. Like, ladies,
for real.
See, I just get the, I just throw the old wig on with y'all who end of the wig. Y'all know about gluing the stuff down. I don't know nothing about all that stuff.
Yeah, I never.
Yeah, so he really he was ahead of his time with the glue.
I'm too old.
Yeah, plucking hairs and stuff. I didn't know. I'm glad I missed that.
Froze it on.
Yeah, right.
See the lace.
Hold on and keep it going. Yeah. He was ahead of his time with the glue because all the people wearing the glue.
He had the finest kind.
Yeah. No, Tamika is when I know I shouldn't be jumping ahead, but it don't even really matter.
Okay.
But when he was in the jail and he was watching the thing out in the toilet, that was hilarious. I'm sorry. That I don't care nothing about that, man. I can laugh at him. That thing was so funny when he watched it in the sink. He watched it in the toilet.
He was
going crazy with that hair, Lord.
Yeah, and you can hear the rips. Yes, Kendall, you can hear the rip. Like it was like you rip a Band-Aid off your skin. I know that
like
thing
Velcro.
Hurt. If in real life, if this happened, I do know in real life he wore a toupee. But if she really ripped it off his head like that, I know he screamed. I know he screamed because that thing probably hurt. That thing probably hurt.
Was a mess. That was a mess.
Yeah, but at this point, Erik decided, look, we're gonna do this thing. They watched that Billionaire Boys Club? I remember seeing that, but I can't really remember it. Like, so I got to probably find it and watch it.
I
I
want
never
to
saw that.
I want to watch all the documentaries after I seen this. Like,
Right?
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna send you a bunch of them that I know
I was
about.
gonna
I'll send you a
say,
bunch of them
it's
to
gonna
watch
be a
it.
lot.
thank you.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh God.
But when he decided they're gonna do it, so they go to a couple of shops, little pow shops to get something. And most people said, no, you got to have an ID and all this other stuff. And he ain't have no
Waiting period.
waiting period. Well, Erik ended up showing his fake ID, and this lady she just said, "Oh yeah, this your ID," and she ain't checked nothing, no background check. I guess I don't know. Nate 89, maybe we ain't have all that. I ain't never go out and try to purchase a pow. So
Yeah, they didn't have all of that. And we started getting more and more as more and more things happening. It still ain't good enough now, to be honest. But
oh no, we need psychological
mm-hmm.
evaluations and the whole. We ain't even gonna go down that rabbit hole. And I'm sure people having it,
but it was definitely a lot easier.
They right to have it if they want, but we need people that's not mentally insane or anything to have, they don't need
that
to get
first one. They told them it was a waiting period, but I think for like those type of pows, like depending on where you at, you can go to like Home Depot or something.
Yeah.
Don't be spoiled, man. Come back next week and we'll talk about some more episodes.
Yes.
Thanks for coming through. So they, so then we got the Milli Vanilli again, still blaming on the rain.
Yes.
But this is when they decide, okay, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. Tamika, you know that song. Tonight is the night. They gonna do it. And they walk into the house. Now, first of all, they was in the den. They ain't had nothing going on. I guess the TV might have been up loud, so maybe they didn't hear.
Well, they just probably just came in the house like usual. It wasn't like they came kicking in the door. They just walked in.
Yeah, that's true.
They was so calm. Like, oh my goodness.
They like, what you doing? I'm like, what do you mean what you doing, girl? If you don't get behind that couch,
I'm ducking and running.
Side note, did y'all see just recently, and this girl looked like she about 12, 13 years old. I don't know how old she is, but somebody unallowed their mama like that, and they have it on camera, and she was just as calm, went and sat down and was looking at her phone like it was nothing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? They found, her guilty or whatever, and she didn't have no type of expression when they found her guilty either. But I'm just saying, I don't know what,
I don't know what's
going on.
But I didn't follow the case of the Ruby Rose lady, but didn't she unalive her mother?
Rose. She didn't do it. She got
Gypsy Rose. I'm sorry, because I didn't follow that case. So.
She got her boyfriend to do it, but a lot of people are saying even that on TikTok, like she's walking free and they're still in jail. I'm like, I can't. And
yeah.
It was
didn't she get married and all that kind of?
Yeah, that's fact. Married, divorced, pregnant, hold on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was technically being abused also.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think I think they said that she was abused.
She was.
So
I didn't watch the last one after she got out, but I watched everything.
I haven't watched anything, but I didn't even know who the lady was. I kept seeing these documentaries popping up everywhere.
Oh, I didn't watch the documentaries and everything about her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Torian is right. The pow is very graphic. So if anybody need to turn their head, turn their head.
Yeah, definitely graphic. Yeah.
I mean, holes this big in there.
They did. I mean, he didn't give a damn, honey.
No, they went in
with that. They didn't need that many shots.
No, they didn't. They wouldn't have survived. All you do is 2 or 3 would have just suffice. They overkill with this. No pun intended. It was overkill. Then when you go out to the car and reload,
absolutely,
that's when make people say the juries, and they had 2 jury trials, and that's why what made people say these boys are just spoiled brats. Just took out your parents because now you do it one time, then you go back and do it. It just seemed like it was over. It's just too much. So I don't know, but yeah, it just went on. It was just pow. I mean, it was just on and on. And I mean, yeah, this when she crawled, they blew her hand off, crawled on the floor. Then I mean, when he went up behind the father and blew the whole head off, that was a lot. That was like, but then they go and try to bury the the hammer in the in the wood somewhere. And I guess nobody. This is Beverly Hills. They don't have stuff going on like this, so nobody heard nothing.
I don't think they had like neighbors right next to them.
After all of those gunshots and nobody reported it, nobody nothing. They went and did their thing. Nobody called the police. Nobody. They thought that they was gonna come back and see the house lit up with police. They were like, "Ain't nobody here." Like,
no, right? They were shocked.
That was
I think it's like that. We just watch A Good Man too. How the house was so big. I think that there was not neighbors that was that close.
Oh, he had a mansion.
That's what I was
big
thinking.
Mansion.
That was wild to me. I was like, "Oh,
those are the same woods where Unique was done." I was like, "What?" Hey, yeah, it might be.
It looked like it.
Lord have mercy. Now this Beverly Hills, okay. I don't think no Uniques are walking. If you walk around, if you look like Unique walking around Beverly Hills, the cops are stopping you. Like, what you doing out here? So
maybe it was big and people. It was enough space where people could not.
I feel like they was far.
No, they had a huge mansion. You saw
that house, and it was late, so if people could have been asleep, you know.
Yeah, right. And they go and clean up
and
get
all and win the Oscar for the 911 call.
Right.
Yes.
Nah, but look how they talk to the girl at the movie theater. Like, bitch, give me a ticket for the Batman show. They was just she was a bit more paying them no attention. Like,
I liked her because she was like, "Stop yelling and cursing. I cannot sell you a ticket for that."
Stop cursing at me. Right, So they were trying to cover their track. So let me get a ticket saying that I was at the movies, and then they went to a thing called the Taste of LA. They stayed there until the place was closed. So by the time they came back, it was hours later. They said it was way hours later.
Then how about after they left the movie theater, after they got the tickets, after cussing the girl out, they're gonna tear the tickets up and be like,
that was Lyle. That's what I'm saying. All this craziness is Lyle more so than Erik. Erik was just following along with Lyle doing.
Right. Because they didn't really plan. Like, y'all should have been thinking about that before you went and did it. But now you leave and now you want to hustle around and rush and try to create your alibi. Like,
right.
Now you mad at the lady. She won't sell you a ticket for a movie that was like an hour ago. Like, what are we doing?
So when we see all that unalive and stuff, that was like a flashback. So we back with the psychologist or therapist, and he calls Lyle on the phone because Lyle was giving out Halloween candy, and them kids was giving him the business. Like, what I'm saying, is this the house where the stuff happened? And them kids didn't care nothing about him, but he told him, say, look, you need to get here right now. I know everything that happened. You need to get here now. And Lyle gets in that car and he flies over there. I mean, he is like frantic. Right. I mean, he even thought he saw his parents walking down the street. Yeah, he thought he saw, so he's just a mess, But when that therapist, which I talked about earlier, that therapist running down the hall, run down the street to go get on the phone to call his side piece. And she's also a
Ryan Murphy.
She's also the client. And that really did happen. All of this stuff
pissed me off because I knew they were having an affair, but I thought it was like the secretary. I'm like, not you having an affair with the client.
I said the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that therapist child.
No, he was trash. Yeah, he was a trash therapist. Yeah. But she got him good. So
scorned.
So when Lyle shows up, she's sitting in the waiting room, and he comes in there and he's like, who was that person out there? What do you know? Tell me everything. And then the therapist
making noise at the door. She like,
right.
Oh, didn't she run out? Didn't she run out at one point?
Yeah, she did. She hauled ass. Once she heard what she needed to hear, she was like, oh. why she make the noise though? I felt like, girl,
she was a head case.
I think maybe that was a Ryan Murphy.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, but this did happen though with that lady. I mean, with he was messing around with the.
I thought she was the one that dropped the dime.
She did.
Them. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that happened. No, yeah, if you pull up, you can even look it up on Google. Look the whole case up. That actually happened.
Okay. Now, did it happen how they did it in this?
Oh yes, because she did move in with the family. Yes.
What?
Yeah, she did move in with the wife and all. Yeah, that did happen. Yeah. I don't understand
of it all. Yes.
What was wrong with the wife?
He probably told her, the wife, look, my client is scared. Some, and maybe somebody asked her. He told her something to make her say, okay. She probably had no idea that it was that they were having an affair. Not until later she found out. But initially, I'm sure she didn't. Yeah, and like Tori said, the 80s was wild. The 80s was wild. I mean, a lot of people was on the cocoa during that time.
80s and the 90s.
And the 90s. Yeah, it was wild.
The 90s was wild too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the 90s, yeah.
It would have been a no for me, dog.
No. If your husband came home and say, look, my client needs to come and stay here. And she a female client at that.
It would have had to be your sister, a verifiable cousin. Like,
right.
She would have been in the guest house.
Be
like
saying they cousins and they don't be cousins.
No,
so. Verifiable cousin, right? You done seen them at the family reunion or something, at a funeral or something.
Your mama. Who your
right,
dad?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, they go, they still having their back and forth with the therapist, but he's saying he promised that he's saying he's not recording everything, but he ended up there recording the stuff, and he had notes of everything. Mm-hmm. And and he talking about, we're gonna take him out. And Erik was like, no, we're not doing that, because I'm like, Lyle at this point is ready to take out anybody, That's he getting like me. I want to take out all these characters. He was like taking out everybody. Just take them out. Yeah, I mean, they go back to the house. So this is like a flashback scene. They go back to the house. They that's when we see all the damage of what happened, and then that's when we get the that Oscar scene, the Oscar worthy scene of him crying, and you can hear if you watch these documentaries and stuff. You can hear the 911 call.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And someone killed my parents and blah blah blah. I mean, you would have really thought if you heard it that was
true, real.
I mean, well, somebody did. It just so happened.
Somebody did. It was you. Wow. Yeah. It was somebody did do it. It was you.
Mm-hmm.
So. When the okay. This.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's too much. Let me move on. Okay.
Oh, anger. Don't be getting them shot, boy.
I'm like, what's going on with this thing? It's frozen. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, y'all.
Y'all close your eyes.
Come on there.
That's frozen.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, wait a minute. Go on to the next thing. There we go. Okay, I think I went too far.
Blood of mercy.
Oh no, that's right. Okay, no, anyway. So anyway, the cops end up coming to the house. They had to go to the station, and when they talked to this detective, he looked like he wasn't buying it either. He had a stone face. He looked like he wasn't buying, but that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to just sit there and listen, let you talk, and hopefully you incriminate yourself.
Right.
I'm sorry, 69. I'm glad you wasn't eating your dinner too. Lord.
I don't know though. These cops, even though I felt like
they were slipping.
I don't know where they found these cops. I don't know where they found this psychiatrist. Like everybody was. I'm like, is they serious?
No, but the
it got to the point where they was even like, okay, yeah, what mafia can we blame it on? Can we say Castro do it? Like they was just throwing random things out there because they just wanted to close the case.
Right. I know. All right. And then here he wanted to go get his tennis racket and all gym bag and stuff. Lyle ended up figuring out a way to get out there once he saw that the first police officer, they changed police officers. So the other guy was like, sure, go ahead. He had his cup of coffee. He goes in there and look,
who says
you leave the ammunition in the back of your car? All the
wasn't that supposed to be in evidence? They shouldn't have been able to go and take nothing out of nowhere. Like
no. Yeah, usually that police officer who was drinking a cup of coffee, he should have said no.
Right.
You cannot go in your car. No, that's all of this is evidence.
Yeah, but that's what white privilege gets you. Like they will allow you to do things just blindly just because you're white and they don't see you as a threat. And then
that definitely was given privilege because there ain't no way.
What they should have done, since they had to come back and there was nobody there, they should have moved all that stuff when they came back before they went in the house and called. Like
exactly,
all that stuff. You gonna wait until now? Like you said, it's a crime scene. Y'all not supposed to be touching anything. You're not supposed to be moving anything. And asked to go to your car. No, you should have did that before.
Right. So I just need to get my tennis rackets.
Yeah, but they just they were all just they fumbled the ball, and that was what made one of the main things in and I'm not just necessarily talking about this Ryan Murphy. I mean, in the case that they were complaining about, they dropped the ball. LA was making that's why they were trying to make sure they take down OJ. They had already messed up with the Menendez case. They ended up having to do 2 trials with that. They because one was turned into a hung jury. The first one.
Yeah, the first one was a hung jury. And remember, the captain even came in pissed off. Like, it's to the point where the community is, getting arms and they're getting guards. And he's Jaja with the slap around the world, which makes me laugh because you know who they say that about now. But that was the big thing then.
It was a big thing. Yeah. So we're in episode 2 now, and now this is when they made a little mention, like you said, Miss Kara. They didn't get into deep dive into it, but they made a little mention of how they were going around robbing and doing all kinds of stuff. They were doing a lot of mischief stuff, but stuff that wasn't just kid mischief stuff. They were doing stuff
getting them in episode 1. The therapist said something about that's how they ended up there, that they were mandated by the court to go to therapy.
Right.
So
he
didn't get into the details, but they gave it a sprinkle.
Yeah, one of those movies I sent you, it goes into details.
Okay.
Miss Carey. Yeah, I forgot which one I sent you, but it does go into the details. They they were doing a lot of stuff. And because he is Jose Menendez and everybody knew him, he had pull. He was wealthy. So he could just sweep that under the rug. If it was somebody else, they were in prison, so they were doing a lot of things. They didn't have to do it. It's like bored, like spoiled rich kids that they just bored. They bored. So let me go out here and rob people. They didn't unalive anybody, but they were just going around doing like robberies. And then
I think they were acting out if they were abused. But like you said, when we got to a certain point when they were of age, when they could have moved out, they could have chose to do that instead of being like, no, I just want to stay in a lap of luxury and be comfortable and uncomfortable all at the same time.
Right.
And then they sitting here going on these shopping sprees. Like,
right. I know. Because see, this is when they go and meet up with the guy who works at where Jose's office was. And they were talking about, we're going to find out about, all his benefits. And they would just say, well, we need limousines, and we each need a limousine. We need assistance. We need all of this stuff. And they sitting there eating sandwiches. It really see, that's how they were acting though. So that's why I guess I was saying I didn't believe them about no essay and all the other stuff, because they were just acting like they were just living high on the hole.
Yeah. Like they
I'm not saying that the essay didn't happen, the DV stuff didn't happen, but it's, I guess, we wasn't there and they didn't have video back then where we can
Right.
Document
episodes this is going to be
9.
It's 9. Yeah.
Oh wow! So we might see a lot of different things play out here.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I stopped at 3. So, and this is where you talking about all the shopping and the limousines.
Yeah,
They ordering up all them 2 dozen shrimp cocktail, Perrier water, all this kind of stuff. He said, "You don't." He
Erik
can't
was
be drinking
trying to
no
keep
tap
it
water.
cute.
He said,
Erik
"No,
was like, "Can I have tap water and a grilled cheese?" He was like, "No."
no."
Right.
Rolex watches. They were just doing it. They was buying Porsches, all kind of expensive cars, doing
Rolex,
expensive trips. Buy 15. I need 15 pairs of this in different colors, stuff like that. They were doing too much.
That's privilege for you. We couldn't have bought no McDonald's. They'd have been like, and then her parents are gone, and she went over there and bought some McDonald's.
Amen.
Yeah. They was just doing too much. I mean, just with the he had the trainer, the exercising. You remember them sneakers with the you pump up
when
on
he pumped them up. Yes,
I ain't seen them things in years, y'all. With the little with the tongue of the tree pumped up. I ain't seen them in years. That was funny. And then he had the expensive tennis coach and because he was trying to be he would have been a professional tennis player. He was on that circuit. But then you got Lyle, they having a party, right? So that's what I'm saying. They didn't and I think that's why the jury probably felt these people nothing happened to you. You were you ain't a bit more remorseful. I think that's why the jury locked them up. Right. They didn't get the death penalty, but they got life.
Definitely did not help the case.
It did not help the case because you out here partying, snorting the cocoa up your nose and partying. But I didn't understand these two. This is the brother
picture right there.
I didn't get that. I don't know what's going on. So
was the will reading before or after Erik went and told the therapist?
I don't know. They was doing a lot of jumping. So
I think that happened after the fact.
I think that happened after the fact.
But the thing is,
sell that house and get something else. Like you're literally in the scene of the crime. Not that you wouldn't have moved someplace else and still have the nightmares. Because
I don't know if Ryan Murphy going to show. I know some people in here said they already saw the whole thing, but in real life, actually, he got rid of the original will. And he created a fake will that showed that they would get everything.
We saw a little thing with him with the funny business with the will. But what I was thinking to myself is that even though the dad said that he didn't have enough time to go. You know how parents say stuff and then you don't go do it. And so I was like, oh, maybe he said it. He never went to go do it.
Yeah. I don't know, but
that was my first thought too, Kier. I thought, you remember he said, "I'm gonna take you out the wheel."
Right.
It felt like
I think what I don't want to say a fake will. I think they found the original will. They was a revised one, but he destroyed it from another movie I saw about them. I saw that. Okay. So I don't know which one is real, but that's like I said, I've seen multiple movies, so each one gonna have something a little bit different. But this was the funny part y'all was talking about when they were saying, look at this lady, she a Beverly Hills lady, she went and got her little pow. She ain't playing around with me because she got her little double barrel shotgun. She said, y'all ain't coming up in here. Then they got some people got a security in front of their house. They put cameras on their house.
Putting balls on the windows.
Balls on the windows. I mean, Beverly Hills, they never had no stuff like this. So
that would have been me too. I'm playing with y'all.
Yeah, right. Well, you paying too much money for your home in Beverly Hills, so you can't be happy. They didn't know if it was somebody on the loose. They didn't know.
Exactly.
And this is the Zsa Zsa Gabor part. And that was real when she did. I remember that was on the news when she slapped that officer. And see, that's a privileged, rich white woman.
Absolutely. She was like, "I'm late for lunch. I ain't got time for this."
And slapped the mess out of his tail. Yeah. So. And the press is hounding them. This chief of police wasn't. I mean, he wasn't a chief, but like a lieutenant, captain or something. Yeah, the chief was Daryl Gates, who was a big known racist. Everybody know about Daryl Gates during them times when they was claiming they was trying to take the crack down. They was busting into people's houses and beating people up. Everybody done seen the documentaries about Daryl Gates. He was horrible. He was in favor of the chokehold. He actually brought the chokehold to Los Angeles from down south. And yeah, it's a whole because I watched a lot of I love documentaries. I watched the whole thing on them, but it was where they talk about in that OJ one, the 30 for 30 OJ one, they talk about the history of LA with the racism and Daryl Gates.
Was he the person that was in charge for the Rodney King as well?
And the Rodney King, yes. He was there for Rodney King. Yeah. He was there for Rodney King, yeah. So they have a history of violence out there. I don't know how it is now with the cops, but I'm sure, the history of cops is just not good anyway. So all over. Right. It's all over. Yeah. So, but that Jajo one, that tickled me, Tamika, because I do remember that. And she had a sister too, Ava Gabor. They both were actresses, back in the day. They were down there with Elizabeth Taylor and all of them. That's that era.
You can't imagine being an officer and you pull somebody over and they slap you in the face.
What they gonna do? He wasn't gonna wrap her up.
Do with that? I know, it's like
let you and I do that. We face down on the ground without boot in our face, and the wig. They remember rip the wig off, all that stuff.
No, you can't even turn your head.
Right.
Can he reach for your license, girl?
No. Where they talking to? I guess the attorney here about the spending. And he said, look, you just got to chill out on the, he said, I know you bought a few clothes and stuff, but you got to chill out on the Rolexes and the cars. But Erik was still not comfortable with all, even though he accepted all these things, but he wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's when he first started saying, like, we haven't even read the will yet, and saying that the uncle was supposed to be in charge of the executor. And he like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And that's Jose's brother. Yeah, who it was. Yeah.
And the thing about this is what really got me is it felt like the one that had the most remorse was the one who initiated the plan.
That's true. That is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And your brother took the ball and he ran with it. I was just like, oh.
He did. I don't remember this kid's name, but he was a friend of Erik's, and his dad was like a probate lawyer or something like that. I think it was.
Yeah.
And they thought that he could just go and have the safe opened up because they found the safe and they looking for that will. And he said, no, I could be disbarred. He said, no, you got to get your uncle here and let him get he just wasn't getting involved. I'm glad he didn't get involved.
Yeah, he was smart, and he said, as a matter of fact, it ain't leaving here. And the fact that they was allowed, I think he was trying to get a sword to see if he could cut it open that way.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Right. No, but he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing with, he said, you ain't gonna be all messing up my livelihood, you know what I'm saying? So
now you made me be conspiring with y'all like not today.
Well, Lyle told Erik, well, you gonna stay here tonight. I'm going to Cheesecake Factory. He said, I'm going to meet the girlfriend at the Cheesecake Factory. He said he's going to get him a slice of cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? So oh man, that was just I cracked up laughing. And then the uncle show up. They did end up getting, and then he convinced them. See, that's what I'm saying. That was
another privilege thing.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, no, you cannot go in by yourself. Nobody never told them no.
No,
we know your daddy was cheating. We don't. Your mama gone. Like, what we care?
Like, how can it embarrass her now?
Yeah, she's gone. So how's it going to be embarrassing?
Just family.
Yeah, even if it was naked pictures or whatever, it was. Yeah, but see what he did was the old switcheroo. He took that will out of there. That's why he wanted to go in there by himself. I believe the will was in there, and he took it out, probably put it in his pants, down in his rolls or something. Yes, and
privilege,
and they looked at each other. Yeah, you know that would not happen with none of our sons. Okay, all of us got sons up here, and that would not have happened with our sons. No,
not at all.
No. So I mean, Tamika can speak on this. You know,
we cover our eyes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't even go forward with things because you got to go to the court. You got to go.
They was giving me hell, child, 2 months, and these people just flying on by.
Right. No, they will put a padlock on the house, on the door, the apartment, whatever it is. You ain't getting in there until everything is all clear with the cops.
Exactly.
You can't get into people's bank accounts until you show and all that kind of stuff. It's, you know, I don't care if the person got $5. You can't take you know. So yeah, but here they was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever you say. They just believed everything with these kids, and they wasn't even kids. Like I think Erik was 18, but the Lyle was like 21 or something. I mean, they wasn't super, you know, they wasn't old, but they wasn't super young either. They wasn't like they knew they was doing a lot. And so now this is when we get the will. I think he set this up with the housekeeper finding she was vacuuming and she found the will.
Oh yeah, he set that
up. Yeah, he set that up. But I don't know. Here they are again. They look like they about to just tongue kiss right here. I don't understand what's going on. If they wasn't brothers, I'd be like, okay, do your thing. But you brothers, like, why are you in each other's face like this? I mean, just you know what I'm saying?
And why was people clapping in the office when they was like, okay, everything got left to them? I was like,
because everything got left to them, so they was happy, I guess. That they, you know. And that's and it just
the mother, and they took the mother out, so then it goes to them. So.
Right.
I mean, that sounds natural. That doesn't sound like anything out of the ordinary. So
that's true, yeah, because had the mother, and they made it seem like they wanted to take the mother. Well, Lyle's saying take the mother out of her misery. Well, one of them said that, maybe Erik. I can't remember who said that to the parents. And but Erik looked like he having a good old time. He modeling, taking photos. Lyle is floating in the pool, talking business with his uncle. I mean, he wanted to open up a Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they didn't, you know. So look at him. He just having a good time, you know. So life is good.
Right. And my guilt would consume me. I couldn't do that.
Have a little retail therapy, basically. He was like, we spend a little bit to make ourselves feel better. Our parents was
yeah, that's when you hit them crocodile tears.
Right. Well, 2 months later, like SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, instead of 2 minutes later, it's like 2 months later. So they was having a good old funky good time, but 2 months later, this one all come crumbling down, and it blew up in their face. So, I'm trying to remember the scene here. I think Erik was feeling remorse, wasn't he? I can't remember now what happened here. I think he was just they was having a back and forth conversation. I think it was just feeling remorse, or he was hoping he didn't get caught. They didn't get caught. I think that's what it remember. I can't remember now on this particular scene, but now we get this crazy client, Judalon.
Oh wow,
Judalon, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't mean crazy like mental health crazy. I'm talking about she was just crazy. Her way she was just acting, you know what I'm saying? But
a little bit of
not
both
only,
she was definitely special. That was one of his biggest mistakes. First of all, she's your client, and you overstepping by having a damn affair with her, and you telling her your other clients, like it's so many different things that was wrong.
Everything was wrong. Everything is wrong. Number one, you're wrong for having an affair. Number two, you don't do with your clients, okay? Not with your client. That's a conflict of interest. You couldn't bought
he needed his license taken away from him. He didn't need to be practicing no counseling, no nothing, nowhere.
No, he don't need to counsel nobody. No, nothing. Yeah.
That was when I was saying to myself, I know you effing lying. I think I said that out loud because after watching episode 1, I knew it was an affair, but I was like, oh, that's the secretary, like in my head, because they do things like that. Then when we got to this point, I was like, I know you effing lying, like not the client.
So word the state she gonna get taken out, and he said, we're not gonna bother you. They don't even know you, so there's nothing gonna happen to you. But she's like, I need to come stay at your house.
And then you gonna bring her to your house.
When you gonna leave your wife? She's saying. You know what I'm saying?
I'd have been like, I'll pay for a security system. That's all I got. Not coming over here. Get you a little
I put a
ADT or
security
something.
system in your house. Well, they trying to figure out. Now we back at the police station. They trying to figure out. Okay, what they just kicking some ideas around. What in the world could have happened? This one detective with the mustache, I forgot his name, but he was really thinking, he was believing from the beginning it could have been the boys,
Right.
But this is where y'all was talking about, or Tamika was mentioning, this is the police theories. One, it was the mob, or two, it was the Mexican cartel, or three, some gangbangers, you know what I'm saying?
So that goes to show you that the police just want to pin it on somebody to get the case closed and over with. It don't have
But
nothing.
didn't the captain say that? Let's hurry up and close this case. I think the
absolutely.
That's what it is. It's not nothing about who is right, who did
right.
it, the justice, trying to get the people off the street. Nothing. It's just like we just need to close the case.
Let's close the case. We've seen this time and time and time again on cases. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder why we have a bad relationship with law enforcement.
Yeah.
But we know that that's what they do.
And I know I have a tendency of lumping all of these law enforcement people in the same barrel. But yes, I know it. There are some decent ones out there, but it's just hard to know that you're decent when you sitting there and watching and you don't say nothing. But I understand all the reasons why they can't or don't say nothing. Same with the fire department too. Got the same thing too. See, you got to be able to trust people. If you run into a burning fire, they'll cut your oxygen off. And next thing you know, you gone.
Listen, I personally have friends and family that have been in law enforcement, fire department, military.
Right.
And I have heard their stories, and unfortunately, some of them are no longer here. So I'll just say that.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I said I had to correct myself that I can't lump everybody in the same thing. But it's just so hard when we turn on the TV or we get a breaking news on our phone. It's the same stuff. Because just like y'all have it in New York, we have them here in the DMV. We see them every day on the news. You know what I'm saying? The same stuff. So anyway, but yeah, they were just trying to pin it on anybody. And I just thought that was funny, But it is plausible. It could have been the mob because Jose was involved in stuff. I don't know about the Mexican cartel and the gangbangers, but he did have dealings with some people in the mob. So that probably could have been a good theory. But
they had a couple of issues with this is how you actually not like power, but actually solving the crime. They picked up those shell casings and there was no forced entry. So I'm like,
oh, and then so then Erik, I think we didn't mention it, but remember Erik said it was so much smoke in the place from the pow. Well, he said it was hours. So it wouldn't have been no smoke. It was a big hole in the window. So why would it have been smoke? And so it was a lot of things that just wasn't adding up. And I think that the one detective with the mustache, he wasn't buying.
Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, he wasn't buying. And but then we get this we end up they back at the psychiatrist's office, psychologist's office, and Erik is still trying to. I don't know what Erik is trying to do, but Lyle was like, pretty much shut up because we're gonna get away with this,
Erik was trying to get that guilt up off him, but even releasing it into the atmosphere was not going to get the guilt off you. So
no, right. I think that's what it was, releasing it, and that's why he needed to talk.
Because when he first came in, remember he was like, "Tell me I'm a good person. Tell me I'm not a bad person," and I was like, yeah, "Okay."
Right, but something. Once you tell one person, even if you do need, you gotta go out in the middle of the woods and talk to a tree and leave it there. Because if you do something like this, because once you tell one person, then they are obligated to tell, or they're obligated to feel away. So you can't tell nobody. If you're doing something there, I ain't trying to tell nobody to do nothing. But if you're doing something, y'all, just keep it to yourself. Don't even write in your diary, because if that get found, then they got that too. Put it in your phone. Go out in the middle of the woods and talk to the squirrel and hope the squirrel don't go back and tell nobody. What I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, because it's
crazy though. But is that the protocol that therapists need to do? or he was just totally functioning in the wrong. Like
he was doing whatever he wanted to do.
Was weird as hell, and I don't know if the laws changed over time, because I was like, well, isn't it supposed to be if you feel like the patient is gonna harm themselves or others, then we got to start talking. You know, we got to.
No, they had just like doctors. They supposed to report
but
things.
In this case, he's like, "Oh no, it's just between me and you. Okay, we ain't gonna tell nobody nothing." And I think he also could have been possibly scared for himself, so he just like, listen, whatever y'all want, I'm gonna do it. But then it was weird because it was like, oh well, we're gonna bring you into, and we're gonna start writing things and recording things. This doctor was overstepping and blurring lines every which way.
50 with the doctor over whether, I mean, I guess two things to be true. Part of me was like, he's scared for his life, but then there was another part of me like, are you trying to write a book? Are you
right? Yeah, because he even was trying to get a business out of it.
And that's another thing, y'all. That was just like with OJ. How was so many books, everybody came out with their story. Same, this happened with this case too. There was so many people came out with stories. So many people came out with books. Everybody claimed they knew something, you know. So that's what usually happens with these types of cases.
I get wanting to protect yourself against something happened, but he made the mistake of telling that woman, if anybody, you should have told your wife, like, babe, if something happens
exactly. Why wouldn't you tell your wife over another damn patient?
Okay, when he ran to the payphone, he didn't call his wife. He called
his
lover wife.
That was the problem to begin with.
That was a problem right there. So
that's another reason why I thought it was the secretary.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, maybe the secretary left for the day and he
was wrong. No. Yeah, he was wrong on everything because he definitely should have been reporting this immediately. The only reason why this came out is because of the girlfriend blew it up in his face. He was supposed to report this as soon as he heard this. He should have gone to the police right then and there.
Yeah, before he called Lyle.
Piece, but the 911. Hello, and I would have been on two trains smoking out of town.
Right.
Because instead of telling him to have Lyle come down, you should have been calling. Like, I don't know if this man is gonna take his head off. Like he.
Well, look at this young kid right here. This young man, he said, well, wait a minute, this story sound this thing they have with their parents sound like the screenplay that we wrote. And so that's why he did go to the police. But
he's doing some dumb stuff.
But he fumbled that. Yeah, but see, Erik did that. Why would you write about it? Exactly. He was trying to write a book about it. You know, and they was trying to
he was saying, oh, because of the Billionaire Boys Club. And I'm like, not when something like that happened to your parents. You don't get to write that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like for me, like if you could take your parents out, there is no holds barred. There, like I said, it would have been 2 trains smoking to somewhere where you don't know, because if you could do that, like who am I? Who am I? So
look, Nita, I don't know how much you be paying attention to us when we doing our power stuff over the years or whatever, but we always everybody gets upset when they taking out the parents, right? But I think me and Tamika might be the ones. Maybe I shouldn't speak for Tamika, but I know I'm not upset when because I said these TV shows and this is fictional, but in real life, take it. If your parent did something, the only way I'm taking out they got to be attacking me, and it's a self-defense thing. But not just I'm gonna go. They planned this out. So taking out the parent, if it's if we just watching these crazy TV shows, it's not real and it's made up. That's one thing. Yeah, take them out. Throw everybody in the fire. Everybody can go to hell, but not in this real life thing.
Because I just think that if I could take on another like trauma, so say I'm already being abused. Now I got to carry that and get therapy for that. Plus now I'm going to go take, you're not just going to take somebody out and it's going to be like, that's the end of it. Like that's going to stay with you too. So we're going to double the trauma.
And do y'all remember when Erik kept having all them flashbacks of him unaliving himself?
Yeah.
That was, I didn't take no pictures of that, y'all. That was rough. We were putting it was rough, them other pictures. I don't know why.
A nightmare sequence.
And the fact that even, it would have been bad enough if they would have just did it to the dad and the dad allegedly did what he did to them, and they felt like the mother didn't do nothing. But then they was also acting like it was a mercy with the mother, like, oh, well, we didn't want her to suffer. She was over here tormenting herself and she wouldn't have been able to still function. Like, like they really
I
Wait
think
a
that's
minute.
because they didn't want
You
to
mean that
admit
they
to what
blew the
happened with the
lady?
dad.
Yeah.
They blew the lady's cheek off. It was on the other side of the room. Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm
Jesus.
sorry. I mean that was
There's no mercy in that.
I'm taking you out of your misery, something type of thing. Because no, that was anger. The way
Yeah,
go,
that
go,
definitely was
to go
like the
out to
crime
the
of
car,
passion, as they call it.
reload, and come
Because
back.
I mean, if
That
the
was
cases, I mean, not saying they should have been doing that, but if the mama drinking and taking pills, if you really want to be mercy, then maybe I would have seen you doing that. But the way you did it was violent as hell. I'm just saying.
that was very violent. Yeah, but Erik didn't fall for this guy he didn't fall for this. Like he was like,
Yeah, he got on to that quick.
yeah, he I think he caught on to it real quick. Yeah, so he didn't get the information. So this guy was a bust. So he tried though. I mean, he did try. So they back with that little therapist again. But this is when he started talking to them about a business. So yeah, I think he was trying to write a book, and I think he was trying to get in on some money with them. He was trying to get some money off of them. Yeah. Right. Yeah, he was very
shady.
Shady, yeah, very shady. Yeah. Yeah,
very
he was.
I got my good eye on you.
Yes, yeah, no, but this boy,
I don't know what's gonna happen with him, but I hope he get a little bit of karma for the way he was like going.
I like to know where he is in real life. I don't know if I ain't looked the man up. I hope he's not still a psychiatrist or a therapist or whatever he was. I hope they took his license.
Yeah, get rid of his license.
Everything stripped, and then you put your family in danger. The fact she came in
I hope
here,
the wife divorced him too.
Scrolling the daughter here talking about, girl, I could be your mother. Like what?
Yeah, I could be your mother. You know, she went right and told her father, and he was.
I like that though. When he came in there, it was like, it's time to get to stepping. You done going too far.
He was coming in there rearranging the furniture.
Look, even though she shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Mister, I'm gonna come to your house, and I don't like where you got your sofa, so I'm gonna move it over here. I don't like where you got your dishes. I'm gonna change your kitchen around.
Come on, the first time you move my sofa, I'm gonna move you outside to the front porch.
Right. I'm like, Miss Ma'am, hello.
That's right. You're gonna be like, look, Ginger Snaps, you're doing way too much. I said you can come here one night. I didn't say you can come in and rearrange my house. Come on, there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That was doing too much. Nobody's supposed to be doing that. I don't care who it is. You don't be coming in there tearing nobody's house up, you know. But messing with the little girl, that was too much. Playing her hair, talking about I'll let you have any kind of candy you want, and because the mother would let her
not right upstairs.
No, she wasn't right. That's what I'm saying. It's I don't know what her diagnosis was, but she definitely she definitely is all.
The diagnosis was she was slow. Like,
but also too, Nita, he probably kept lying to her, saying he gonna leave his wife because she kept saying, "When you gonna leave your wife? When you gonna leave your wife?" And you know, so that's what made her do this. When he threw her out, packed her stuff, gave her the suitcase, and sent her out the door.
She's like, "You don't want to do this."
She went right to the detective, and she said, "I got a story for you." And she was spilling the beans and told it all. And yeah, and that's how episode 2 ended. That's how episode 2 ended. And yeah, she
and why you had in your house with your family?
Then she had her own place. She didn't have to stay with him.
Saying, why did he have the tapes in the house with his family? Like, y'all ain't had no safe at work you can put it in? No, somewhere. Any place but my house.
No, yeah. Well, I thought he said he had several safe deposit boxes, right, Tamika? Didn't he say that? He told Lyle and Erik that.
He said something about a safe deposit.
Yeah, he did.
He said he had his notes just in
case. Yeah,
something happens to me. Yeah. And so Lyle was like, "Well, so you threatening us?" He said, "No, I ain't threatening you."
That's why I think he was trying to write a book or get more information, because after the initial confession, if you will, like it was like he wanted Lyle to come. He wanted them to like give them more information. Like, how did it happen? Why did it happen? Like, walk me. Sir, you don't need to know all that. You're just getting yourself deeper and deeper involved.
Told him, and when they went walking through the park or wherever they was at, and he told him that he unalive his family, he should immediately went over to them police department,
right?
You know, or the police should have, then the police could have had you wired up to ask all the questions and get the information.
And intervene, right?
Yeah, but he didn't go to the police at all.
Yeah, so you
That's why
definitely
he's
know
complicit.
that he had a different motivation. There was a different motivation, intention in his actions. The way he was trying to get more information.
Then, like you said, when he gave him the business card about the auto business or something, I was like,
yeah, we got our third eye on him for real. I wonder where he at in real life. I hope he's somewhere. Well, he should be an older man now by this time, so hopefully he's retired or sitting down somewhere if he's still alive. But hopefully he ain't continue to be no therapist. I hope they stripped him of everything.
Me too.
I believe so. I believe they probably did, but I would have
violating all type of ethics.
yes, it was just too much. So this is look, Ryan Murphy, a lot of the stuff in here. Now, as far as that part with the party, I don't know if they really had that in real life because I don't know. But a lot of some of the stuff in here did happen because it's ripped from the headlines. A lot of the stuff you can go just Google online and find out. That's probably how they wrote the script based on stuff that they, all the documentaries and everything.
Yeah.
But it was some parts that made me laugh. I did laugh at some parts though. It's
something about the way Ryan Murphy does his shows and movies or whatever. It's just the salaciousness of it all. Like he like Kara said, he throws a little razzle dazzle in there, and you be like, it's hard. I mean, you can take it seriously, but at the same time, can you take it seriously? Like that's why I say I need to watch some documentaries.
Right. I love true crime though. I love true crime.
That's why I said I was gonna go back and refresh my memory.
Right.
I love true crime
stuff. Me a bunch of stuff to watch.
Yeah, true crime is good. Even though I guess I shouldn't love true crime because usually something happened to somebody, but it's just these stories are just intriguing. Because I'm like, damn, my life must be real boring because this ain't going on over here. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take boring.
Right.
I definitely take boring.
I like my drama on the TV. Okay.
Hey, Andre. Yeah, right.
I will take boring.
I would take boring. Oh, check my Discord tab. What's going on? Okay. But what y'all got going on this coming week? Anything exciting?
Oh God, it's so much going on. Oh my God, it's so much content, y'all. It's hard to keep up actually.
It is.
October's about to get worse.
Yeah, and I have to say, almost everything I've been watching been good. So that's a good thing and a bad thing because I'm trying to keep up with it. But I haven't been disappointed by anything that I watched this past week.
Right.
Power.
Kind of.
Oh yeah. So, bro, I'm not even counting that.
It's a filler episode. I'm not even mad.
I worked my nerves this weekend. I was
only because it was episode 8.
Yeah. I guess that maybe they saving it all for 9 and 10.
They must be.
They better go out with a bang.
I believe they're gonna be leaked anyway. So
yeah,
look out. And if you get them, send them to me because I don't need.
Yeah, so it is a lot going. It's a lot of shows. I can't believe that I've been doing all every day last week. I've been online. That usually not like me, but I'm gonna be. I said I was gonna try to be busy through September and October, so I'm gonna try to stay consistent and juggle it with the jobs and other stuff going on. So, but Tulsa King.
Tulsa King on Monday. Tulsa King on Monday at 7:35 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Whatever time that is for y'all, that's what it is. But Tulsa King, that's the one that I'm hosting, and it's me, Brillo, Moochie, and Inga. And so come on and join us. It's good. Actually, this episode was really good tonight. If you watched it already,
I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm going to. Yeah. And anything else in the rest of the week, or
giving us a little bit more?
Anything else for you the remainder of the week?
No. I'm trying to maybe get some movies in. Some I don't know. Just the Braxtons. I will talk about that. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. That's all I have to say about that. Oh goodness. What about you, Miss Carrie? What you got going on?
We did A Good Man 2. We did a live on that. I did Power Book 2 Ghosts, episode 8. I did a Pajama Sunday. I gotta catch up on Reasonable Doubt and then get ready for all, the October stuff that's coming.
And to make anything going on, Love Out the Lockup. No, I saw the trailer for it's coming on October 4th, and I saw I don't even watch the show no more. But I said, Lord, this getting a little juicy. I gotta tell Tamika.
They a mess. But yeah, I have up my Reasonable Doubt and Power, of course, and Love at the Lockup. But I will be joining EJ. I think it's 9:15. We talking about Buried Alive with Eva Marcel, Lifetime movie. And I'll be with the ladies for, I forget what we doing. Aaron Hernandez.
It's all these
night, Reasonable Doubt. It starts all over again. Yeah, and then
that's Ryan Murphy too.
Doing, it is Ryan Murphy as well. And then I'm gonna be doing From. So yeah, y'all got a couple different things. I'm gonna get busy, and I'm behind. I'm supposed to make some short videos too, but yeah.
I gotta
keep your notifications on.
What about y'all House of Vicious? I think EJ is supposed to be doing that, but I didn't get a date for her, so I'm gonna be on House of Vicious with her.
Okay. Cool. I haven't started watching the first 2 episodes. I put it on last night and fell asleep. I was just tired, not because it wasn't good. I watched the first season though.
Okay.
Yeah, and anybody who's still here listening to us, make sure that y'all join the Discord. If you haven't, I put the link here. But join that Discord. We're gonna be, we're still trying to build, and we are gonna get busy as the fall and winter kicks in. So now we just still trying to build that. But we're gonna try to do some fun things in the Discord. So we're gonna see how it all works out. Let me see. We, like Miss Kara said, we did the Good Man 2, and he ain't no good man, but that's a whole nother thing. But we did that with Shayna, and then Nita with I'm with Nita for the Tulsa King. Then Monique 69 and I are going to do Fight Night on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna do Fight Night with EJ and Tamika and Moochie as well. So both on Tuesday. We're gonna Fight Night twice. Wednesday, Aaron Hernandez. And then Thursday, I think it's a movie night. Moochie's hosting. The movie is called Robin. Robbin. It's almost like Set It Off. It's on Tubi. It's a Tubi movie. It's like Set It Off. So I haven't looked at it, but I did see the trailer. So I got check that out. And then we got the Reasonable Doubt Friday and Power. So it's a cycle, just keep going on and on. So it'll be something almost every day. You'll find us somewhere walking up and down the YouTube streets. So I appreciate everybody that came through. Ladies, I appreciate y'all come over here supporting me as always. And hopefully y'all can come back with me next week and we do a couple maybe 3 and 4 or something like that, or maybe throw in 5 if I can, but just try to get a couple of them in there. And because it's still an interesting story, even though it's tragic. The real life, it's tragic for sure. But Ryan Murphy makes it a little bit comical. So, but please do all the things like Nita always say. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for coming through, and we will see y'all next.